belt somewhere, haven't they? So if you haven't got a resistance band or yoga strap, just grab yourself that. And that's all you're going to need. And then we're going to come down onto the floor. So as I said, we're going to do some stuff for the hips and for the legs. Just get a nice deep stretch into them. Just because I think, you know, when we do classes, we haven't got time for like a really deep stretch. It's nice sometimes to just loosen things that you can do, especially if you do any running as well. It's going to come in handy. And now my legs are looking forward to it as well. I think this class was more for me than anyone else. So we're not going to use the strap at first, we're going to bring that in a bit. So we're going to start in like a kneeling position. Now if you're like me and you've got dodgy knee, I'll get a little cushion to put under my knee. So I'm going to leave my left knee down, I'm going to take the right leg out in front. You want to make sure that the knee doesn't go over the toes, so that the knee kind of stays in a line with the ankle. And all you're going to do is just rock forward and back, so you straighten the leg and then bend into the leg and just getting some movement. And this is a good way to warm up as well, like a mobility if you're going to train legs or you're going to go for a run, and then just rock backwards and forwards, so you're just opening up into the hip and then just keeping it forward, checking that the knee is over the ankle, and then maybe just walking the foot out a little bit and just using the hand to just open into the hip. Don't force the leg, just gently pushing it out and then in. And just getting some movement into the hip. And then come back to rocking forwards and back. Getting some movement and some warmth into those hips. And then stay forwards again, walk the foot out and just open, see how it feels. Now it's going to feel different from one side to the other as well. We've always got one side that is a little bit more open than the other. And then as we're going to bring it in, as we extend back, we straighten the leg as much as we can, keep the chest lifted, fingertips on the floor. If you want to have a slight bend in the leg, that's fine. You should feel a stretch up into your hamstring at the back. Remember, if the leg needs to stay bent, then that's completely fine. We're all different, we're all going to feel it differently. And then take this right leg out to the side and then just have a little rock forward and back. This is going to get into inner thigh. And then release back, push back. Sitting back into that bent leg and just stretching that leg out to the side. So you might feel it into the inner thigh here. And then coming up again, just having a little rock forward back. And then push back. Allowing the head to come down. And then again, bringing it up, taking that right leg back in front. I'm going to have to come on the side because that's where my mat is. The right leg now is going to come across the body. And the back leg's going to be bent, so you're going to be in like a zigzag position. And you're just going to lean forward over that front leg. Now this is option one. Option two is to take the left leg and extend it back into pigeon pose. You might know this from yoga. If this hip doesn't touch the floor, don't worry, but if it's causing any pain, you can always get a rolled up cushion, place it under the hip, back leg straight. You can either stay up onto the hands or you can bring it down. If you feel that it's pinching into your knee, bring the foot in a little bit closer and you should feel stretch into that glute, hip and all into that thigh. If you can come forward, if not, stay up. Back leg's just relaxed and extended, but if you don't want to extend the back leg, just stay in that like zigzag shape that we were in just then. And just take some nice big deep breaths here and know the difference between it just feels a little bit uncomfortable and it feels painful. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to get to the painful point. It might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but you don't want it to be causing pain anyway. If it is, obviously bring yourself out of it, listen to your body, and just take some nice big deep breaths here. Relaxing into the shoulders. and then slowly start to bring it up, and then from here just push back into a downward dog and just pedal out. Release any tension that's caught up into the legs. Pushing the heels down, feeling that stretch into the back of the thighs, back of the legs. And then bringing yourself down, we're now going to leave the right leg where it was and we're going to take the left leg out and we're going to do the rock forward and back. And you'll notice a difference. One side will feel a little bit more open than the other. I like to think we're all a little bit wonky. We've all got one side that's better than the other. And then we're going to leave it forward, walk the foot slightly out and then gently just guide the knee out. Now the knee might not move much, that's fine. Just see how it feels. Don't want to force it. I'm just gently guiding it out. And then bring it back. Just rocking forward back again. This is just to create a little bit of mobility, a little bit of movement. As I said, it's really, if you do any running, this is really good just to open up. And then just open up. And then as you bring it back, extend that leg again and see how that feels. Remember that you don't have to fully straighten the leg if you don't want to or if you can't. Keep the chest lifted so we're not round in the back, fingertips on the floor. Feel that stretch into that hamstring. And then take the left leg out to the side. Have a little rock, forward back. And then push back. Sit right back, allow that inner thigh to just release. I'm so much more tighter on my inner thigh on this side. And then bring it in, and then as you come into that like zigzag position, and then just, it's called mermaid, but I like zigzag better. And then just bring it forward, and then remember you can stay there, or you can extend that back leg back. You might notice this is different. I find it easier on this side. You can always prop under if you need to. Either stay up onto the hands, or you can allow the body to come down. And just have some nice big deep breaths here. This will work into glutes, into your bum, into the hips, into the thigh, into the front of your hips and the back of your hips as well. If you feel like the knees pinch and bring the foot a little bit closer to you. Just have a couple of nice big deep breaths here. If you need to come up onto the hands, you can do. And then slowly come up, tuck the toes under and come back into a downward dog and just have a little pedal out. And then bring it forward and just push back into a child's pose. But if you can, take the knees wide and bring the toes together and just open those hips as you come down. And then bringing yourself to seated, just take, this is not a very attractive position, I do apologise. Take the feet wide and just drop the knees from side to side and just release into those hips. I don't know if you're like me, but I'm like a caterpillar. I'm like moving down the floor and just dropping the knees from side to side and see how that feels. And then bring the flat of the feet together and just allow the knees to drop out, maybe using the elbows to just push out and just get into that inner thigh. And then this is where you're going to need your little, whatever you've got, a little bit of equipment. We're going to lie back. If you want to pop something under your head, you can do. So we're going to take the right leg and we're going to get the strap and place it around like the ball of the foot. and then hold on to the strap. So the head's relaxed, the shoulders are relaxed, and from there we're just going to bend and extend into the right leg. Don't worry if it doesn't fully extend, we're just going to start to work into the hamstrings. This is probably one of my favourite stretches to do. And then extend it. Now if your leg only comes to there, that's fine. If you can't fully bend it and you want to keep a slight extend and you want to keep a slight bend in it, that's fine. And then we're just going to point and flex the feet. So obviously you've got hold of the strap so it's not going anywhere, but you don't want to keep your head, neck and shoulders off the floor. So just point and flex the feet, just working into that lower leg and into the ankle, and then just holding the strap. And just taking a few nice big deep breaths. And then bend and extend again. Bend and extend. And then hold it up, point and flex the feet. And then again, bringing it down. And then if you've got any problems in the sciatic area, you can pull on the band, bring yourself up and just take a few breaths here, and this helps flush out into the sciatic, but don't put any strain onto the neck. And then slowly bring it down. Bring the knee in and just give it a little hug. You might want to extend the left leg now, and we'll just keep the strap onto the foot and keep hold of it, and you're just going to take it out to the side with the knee. Just take the knee out to the side. Now you've got two options here. You can either just hold the knee out to the side, or you can take the leg back extended and take the straight leg out to the side and keep hold of the strap. But obviously not for everyone, so if you don't want to or you can't, just bring the knee out to the side, bent, and then bring it back in. So we're just holding. You'll know what works best for your body. Try not to fall over to the side. You want to make sure that the left hip's still staying in place. Or we're just holding the knee out. And then if you've got the leg extended, you're going to bring the right leg all the way over to the left. And if it's bent, you're just going to grab and pull it over and take the head to the right. So you're getting a twist all up into this side as well. And then bringing it back into centre, bending into the left leg again, and just going to bend and extend with the right leg. And then bring it in, take it down. You might want to just stretch that right leg out a little bit. Then taking it round the left foot and bend and extend. Now you'll notice a difference. You'll have one side that like wants to move a little bit better than the other. Always the way. And then hold it up and point and flex the feet. And go to bend and extend again. It's like a bit of a workout this, isn't it, this bit? Extend, bend, and then hold it, point and flex. Point. And then just hold it there. And again, if you want to flush out into sciatic nerve, you can bring it up. So it's the hamstrings at the back of the leg. Into this bit is where we're stretching. Bring it down, extend the right leg, bring the knee in and just start to open up into the hip. And then you can either hold it out or you extend the leg out to the side. But watch, if this hip starts coming up, you want the hip to stay on the floor. So if you feel it rising up, maybe go to a bent leg. It's so handy, I'm right by the wall. I know that's lazy, but I've got no choice because the wall's there. Or you can just hold it in and hold the knee out to the side. And then bring it across to the other side, either bent or straight. Taking the head over to the left. bringing it back into centre, release the strap away. Bring both knees into the chest and give them a little hug. Option 1, you can put the feet together and take the knees wide and draw the knees towards the armpits, or you can take the hand onto the inside of the thighs into happy baby. You draw the knees down towards the armpits and you can just have a little sway side to side. Nice hip opener, but you've got the option to just hold the knees in if you want to. And then just draw them back into centre. Bring yourself up to seated. Take the left leg out, bring the right leg in. I know we've done this one before, and then just twist round. Just going to get round into that bit. And then change sides. Hopefully by now it feels a little bit looser. Taking both legs forward and just fold forward. Now you'll notice a difference. If I ever fold forward in the morning when I'm doing morning classes, my body's like, not yet girl, we're not woke up. Whereas now, because I've jumped around for a bit, my body's like, okay, we'll have a little fold forward if that's what you want. And then slowly bring it up, bring yourself onto your front, tuck the toes under. Go into a downward dog. If you want to have a little pedal out here, you can. Keep the hips nice and high. And then slowly walk the feet up to the hands. And then just slowly bring it up. From here, just do a little bit of hip opening, just seeing how you feel. And then taking the feet wide, you're going to come down into a squat and you're going to extend and then bend and release, extend and bend. Keep it going, 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one, and then slowly uncurl. Open those hips again. And then just have a little rotation. And hopefully your legs and your hips feel a lot more loose now. So if you're ever feeling a bit tight after you've been for a run or you've done a class and you've got extra time and you just want to do it, that's just a little quick 20-minute hip and deep stretch with the legs. Remember, if you haven't got a strap, anything that resembles one will do. But hope you enjoyed it. Drop in comments and let me know. And hopefully your legs and your hips feel more open now.